Picture this, guys. Multi-billion-dollar AI-generated meme coins or altcoins. The future will tell us for sure. But right now, there is a revolution brewing where AI-generated tokens with X accounts that can learn, react, comment, and are masters of memetics and masters of virality are outperforming everything leaps and bounds. So today, guys, we're gonna talk about this next revolution of AI plus meme. What's Fugazi and BS and what's real and here to stay? If you're excited for that, guys, do us a favor, destroy that like button and let's get into it without further ado. So first thing we're gonna do is a little bit of macro as usual. And look at this chart. I'm such a good technical analyst. It's crazy. Like, remember before the last video, I said I drew these lines, right? And I'm so good at drawing these lines. And if the weekly candle, which is on the weekly chart here, breaks out above this, I'm really bullish. And just exactly like what we wanted to see. And long term, I'm really bullish if this next weekly chart that closes in 1 day and 13 hours remains above the line here that we wanted to break out above. And you can see it retested what was once resistance and now is support, likely. If we can close this weekly, then we are looking at a much brighter future. But I just must warn you, be careful. Don't go now opening up leverage longs because volatility is likely over the next couple of weeks while we go into the elections, right? And even now with all the drama around what might happen if Trump does win and civil unrest and all this kind of conspiracy brewing, we'll see what happens. And of course, Blackrock not letting off the throttle at all, as you can see over here, just crushing the markets, absolutely insane. Look at this chart down here of just Bitcoin spot accumulation on a cumulative picture here. It's like, it's unbelievable, right? There are like $22 billion of accumulation here, which we'll get into more how you can relatively think about that in just a second here. And of course, we had some FUD, which is, I had this really cool interview. I'm not sure if it's up yet on ICN Talks. If you aren't a subscriber over there, go check it out. We were talking about conspiracies, and I was talking about the price suppression, which has been going on in Bitcoin right now, and it's been crazy. I think that with uncertainty, but one thing's for sure is that the ETFs, the Blackrock, Fidelities, etc., are more than happy to continue to buy your Bitcoin as you sell it due to FUD and fear. And this isn't even true. So federal investigators probe cryptocurrency firm Tether. And as you can see over here, Paulo Adrino, who's a CTO of Tether, says, we work constantly with the three-letter agencies all the time. We talk to them, we communicate with them. If we were being investigated, we would know about it. So again, just FUD to make you sell your Bitcoin to the institutions. But even then, it's not really crushing down the price so much, right? We're still seeing back up here right now at reasonable price. What are we at? $67,000, right? So it's not like it's crazy. And then of course you've got the uncertainty in the Middle East. So not just elections that we have uncertainty around, we also have uncertainty around the Middle East and the war over there. Not only that, but we see like North Koreans going into Russia, and we see but it would be great if all of this war could subside. And I'm not sure about the war in the Middle East, but maybe in Ukraine, that might end if Trump becomes elected. And Eric Balkunas over here says, this is crazy. Great stats, never ceases to amaze. I'll go one further. In the last 4 years, 1,800 ETFs have launched. And IBIT, BlackRock's Bitcoin spot ETF, is the most successful of all of them at $26 billion. And then the next one's Fidelity, and then ARK, and then Bitwise, which is all Bitcoin. And as you can see, Quentin over here, who I met last week, really great to meet you, Quentin, if you're watching this. BTC liquid supply at all-time highs, while BlackRock is buying 10 times the daily new issuance. Supply shock is real, guys. What do you think happens when there's not much Bitcoin left on exchanges? And of course, people will always sell at a certain price. So as the price goes higher, people will be willing to sell, and then people will buy that. But I don't see folks like BlackRock or anything slowing down on their buying spree, and I do think that the supply shock is going to come in soon. I think Bitcoin's going to skyrocket, and look at this. So Microsoft had a meeting, and they said, should we invest in Bitcoin? And the board says no, but shareholders are going to get to vote on December 10th. I mean, look what happened to MicroStrategy, which is kind of looks like Microsoft, right? MicroStrategy is like MCRST or something like that. Every time I see it, I think of Microsoft. But this would be super bullish for Bitcoin and for Microsoft if they do it. But the shareholders are voting on the December 10th. And one thing we should acknowledge here is the largest shareholders, if you look at Yahoo Finance over here, major shareholders, top institutional, is number one is Vanguard. And right behind them is Blackrock. Blackrock, we know, is likely going to say yes on this because it's going to pump their bags. We know JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley probably will as well. And then Vanguard, I think, is going to vote yes on this as well. Why? Well, because Vanguard themselves hasn't yet taken the plunge to invest directly in Bitcoin spot ETFs, but we do know that the CEO got fired, and the guy that took his place was at BlackRock before working on the Bitcoin ETF. So maybe this is a really good way, and maybe Vanguard was somehow responsible for this, since they have such a big stake in Microsoft. Maybe this is a way that Vanguard can get exposure to Bitcoin without directly buying the ETF. Really? This is like 4D chess here, guys. 4D chess. And as you can see in the 2024 election, Trump, this is nuts. Of course, this is just poly market. It's not the real polls, but like everyone now is forecasting big time for Trump to take the lead. And that's no surprise to me, you know, especially with like RFK and Elon and Vivek and everyone else being, you know, like everyone who's got, never mind, I'll just stop there. The closer to elections we get, the more volatile we'll see. This is what I was saying before, guys. Just be careful. Don't go crazy on leverage. There will be volatility. I'm not expecting, you know, I'm expecting that, let's assume that Trump wins the presidency and we have that uncertainty out of the way. You know, maybe over the next course of like some time, maybe the war in Ukraine could end. And then maybe we're, you know, 85, 90,000, you know, by December, and maybe we're up to 100K by New Year's, and then we're ripping in January. I mean, just ripping. This is the banana zone starts in January and what we need for that banana zone to kick in is we need all of the existing people in crypto for our bags to increase like 2 or 3x, our altcoins and stuff, so that we can start recycling capital into new investment opportunities, new, you know, launchpad launches on paid, for example, our new LCO model, which is going to be sick. You know, so we need that to happen, right? We need liquidity to come into the market. We need more. We need our bags to pump, and then we can start seeing the banana zone where alts just go on a violent rampage. This has been unbelievable. If you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know that I've talked about BRICS for a long time. So BRICS is changing the global financial game forever. By the way, if you're not subscribed or following me over on X, make sure that you do that at Kyle_Chasse. BRICS has announced the development of a blockchain-based payment system platform set to shake up the international system. With 159 countries already on board, covering over 75% of the world, BRICS Pay is positioned to rival Western-dominated networks like SWIFT. The global financial landscape is about to shift, and BRICS is leading the charge. This is the next evolution of economic power. Now, go watch that interview I did with Danny from ICN Talks, because I talk more about, you know, Bitcoin's significance in all of this, and it's not at all what you think. Okay, today's sponsor we have on the channel is Cosmic. I'm a big fan of VPNs. I always use VPNs, and this one, as for both from a useful perspective, is interesting. Go check it out, Cosmic VPN. You must protect yourself in this space. People are getting SIM swap. People are getting phishing attacks. People are getting, you know, just all the time. It's really, really dangerous. If you want to be safe with your cryptocurrency, make sure that you go buy a VPN, but a decentralized VPN. And from the token perspective, so basically, you know, right now it's sitting at a $5.3 million valuation. And I think if you're looking to diversify into something like a decentralized VPN, this makes a lot of sense. As you can see, the competitors, Sentinel at 12, so that's already a 2.5x from there. You've got Deeper, which I hate Deeper. These guys are the biggest scammers in the space. They took $200,000 of mine and never gave me tokens. Huge scammers. They screwed over all their investors, just terrible people. And they're still at a $21 million market cap. So that's a 4x from our sponsors today. Orchid over here, that's about a 9x in value. Over here, you've got, this is about 11, 12x. So you can see that there's definitely room over here for our friends over at Cosmic Network. Thanks so much for sponsoring the video. And how it works, guys, is Cosmic Network is a DVPN that leverages a peer-to-peer network structure. When users connect to a VPN, their traffic is routed through multiple nodes. Each node only handles encrypted packets of data, ensuring that the user's privacy is maintained at all times. It operates as a decentralized network for bandwidth sharing and VPN services built on the Cosmos SDK. It is Cosmos Week as well. all Cosmos ecosystem might be getting a bump as we have this big thing here in Dubai right now with Cosmos Week and Cosmos Blockchain Week. Now, when we come back to the token market, you'll notice an outlier here. Solana, 9.5%. Solana is continuing to break all kinds of records, continuing to crush, right? And, you know, I made the video on Sui a while back, right? And Sui is great. And while Sui might have a really big run, I think it will, and probably Aptos. In fact, all layer ones will, as I mentioned before. But Solana is just built differently, right? Like the community is built differently, and you'll see from this. So I definitely wouldn't like sell out of Sui to go, or sorry, Solana to go to Sui or something. But as you know, I have diversified into that to Sui over there because I do think the ecosystem is going to pop in this coming bull run. But anyway, Dan Smith over here says, Solana posted its highest daily rev ever, 11.1 million, which also marked the largest ever gap over Ethereum's revenue of 3.8 million. This is all the data here from the purple is Solana, blue is Ethereum. You can see that monthly DEX volume is now on some days surpassing, but at parity more or less with Ethereum's ecosystem. You can see monthly token created, of course, on Solana is just dwarfing, but like that's all meme coins because people like cheap and fast. So, and this is mostly rugs. So take that with a grain of salt. But monthly active addresses, probably because of meme coins, is greater on Solana, and it has been for a while now, than Ethereum plus all of Ethereum's L2s. Definitely the ecosystem where you want to be. And Adam over here says, in case you needed more proof that AI is dominating, here it is. At 14 out of 15 best performing pump fund token launches in the last 24 hours are AI themed. That's what we're getting into today, guys. If you haven't been paying attention to GOAT, the gospel of Goatsy, essentially, if you haven't been paying attention to GOAT, I bought this out the other day because of this, by the way. If you haven't been paying attention to GOAT, guys, Goatsy, the gospel of Goatsy, right? So this was created from Truth Terminal, and here's a TLDR. I was gonna make a whole video on this. I still might because I think it's such an important, interesting thing that's happening right now. So Truth Terminal is the most fascinating narrative I've seen emerge around crypto and AI this year. It is a semi-autonomous AI agent that has created its own religion, the Goatsy gospel. The story has opened up a web of rabbit holes exploring AI alignment, LLMs as simulators, memetic viruses, and how to ascribe value. Truth Terminal has forced AI and crypto communities to entirely different cultures to collide in ways no one expected. AI researchers are actually engaging with crypto. GOAT is a tokenized representation of Truth Terminal and is the strongest contender to become the king of AI meme coins. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a narrative, and it shouldn't be surprising considering every time I've showed you Kaito, this like narrative mindshare, it's always been AI and memes, and now you've combined the two of them. Now, keep in mind that most AI memes out there are just crap. They're just centralized dev pretending that they're AI. It's not really, but there are some really interesting things that over the course of this next week, one of them I expect to tell you guys about Monday or Tuesday probably. And the other one I've told you about before, and I'm getting extremely bullish on it. You might say that it's pretty based, and I'll tell you more as I know more for that coming up. So Memecoin tokenized attention. By tracking key metrics, we can get a sense of where that attention is heading. And right now, GOAT is trending up and to the right. And you can see from me, guys, over here, what I've done, like this is Bird Eye and my wallet is attached. And you can see, I even bought over here, and I'm, like just like yesterday, the day before, at the same price it is right now. So it's like, right now it's you can see over here, 8 cents. You can see here on the screen, I bought at our 80 cents, like literally exactly where I bought. So I've been buying this the way up as I do more research, as I become more and more, comfortable that this thing is probably gonna run pretty hard. It's pretty amazing story. It's being covered over main news outlets and things like that. And I just think this thing continues to run. It was listed at futures on Binance already. This thing is likely to get a Binance listing probably soon. If it does, the way I'll probably play it is this, the Binance listing will be super bullish news. The second it launches and starts trading, it'll probably correct. And then when it does, it'll be a perfect time to go and buy the dip. As we've seen from every other meme coin that's been launched on Binance so far, that has been the pattern. But as you can see, Sandra over here says, we are entering an AI supercycle. AI and memes dominating the narrative mindshare. And as Miles over here says, you're still very early to crypto AI. He says replicating essentially the early days of DeFi from DeFi summer back in 2020 or 2019, 2020, 2020 mostly. As you can see, it's kind of following suit here, but still very, very early, new to this narrative. And that's why I'm excited to tell you guys about some of the things that, well, one, something that I've been working on, which will take a little while, but two other things that I am aware of right now that are legit viral AI projects that will have some sort of similarity to what we've seen with GOAT, for example. And as Kaito over here says, GOAT has now 20% mindshare across all memes. It's pretty insane. You can see number 2 is this one fart coin over here, which even overtook Pepe and Popcat. I'll tell you what that is in just a second. But another insane stat is that Truth Terminal mindshare, which is Truth Terminal is GOAT, the token, right? Flipped Murad this week. And as Paul Graney says over here, never fade, the first runner of Meta's GOAT has outperformed every AI coin. And of course, he's talking about Fart Coin over here, which sounds crazy, sounds dumb. It is dumb, actually. But I bought it. It's dumb, but I bought it. Consider the first meme coin that was created in the chat of 2 AI instances. So this is the one that was a predecessor of GOAT, right? Later, Truth Terminal received a significant amount so Truth Terminal wallet received this fart token, and so it could be bullish on it. And now people are speculating that it's going to be like the #1, meta for GOAT, for example. And let's see, as we go over here, let's just check it out. And as you can see, guys, I pretty much, where did I buy? So barely in profit right now, right? I bought it 4.7 cents, and it's 5.6 cents right now. So don't feel bad. I think it's still probably a pretty good entry. We'll see. I'm definitely, this is definitely more speculative, but I do think it's quite interesting and picking up pretty quickly in holders and attention. So as you can see over here, guys, we have this fart coin and GOAT over here. GOAT is slowing down a little bit, which is interesting, but I just think that it's chilling out for a second. These stats have been pretty staggering. We had a little correction in the market. People chill out. I expect this will have another run as soon as things pick back up. And you can see fart coin over here. Guys, that's gonna wrap it up today. Hope that you have a wonderful weekend. I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.